I'm Steve Krentz for Gibson's Learn and Master Guitar, and welcome to this month's video tip. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of acoustic blues playing. Now what I was doing there is basically just improvising a melody, and on the bottom I had this repeated bass low E going through the whole thing. So let me kind of show you what I was doing there. I was basically keeping the low E going. I'm just to start out, we'll just do quarter notes. Hitting that low E, and I'm only going to be playing the 6th string, and then I'm going to be improvising my melody on the 1st string. So the only 2 strings you're going to be playing for this first part are the low one, the low E, and the high E. Now, the notes on the high E, since we're kind of in an E, kind of an E7th bluesy feel, I'm going to play an E minor pentatonic scale, which has 3 notes in it. An open E, a G, an A, a B, a D, and then we get up, of course, to the octave E there. So those notes again, open E, G, A, B, D up here at the 10th fret, and then E at the 12th fret. Those are the only notes you're allowed to play for this first little one. So in order to get you going, get this low E going, and the only notes you're allowed to play with your improvised melody is those ones I just told you. And it's a little bit tough. Don't worry about keeping the rhythm of the low E going. Just kind of make sure it continues on there, but it's going to vary a little bit as you play the melody. So it'd be something like this. So it takes a little bit of coordination to be able to keep that low E going and then keep these E minor pentatonic notes going on that 1st string. So experiment around with that. That's the basic low, the bass line of what's happening there. Now let's add a few more things to it. We've got 5 notes that we can improvise on. Let's see if we can make some more out of that. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of notes that you can bend that are going to be able to sound good in this tonality as well. First one, you can bend from an F sharp up to a G, which is a little tough to do on an acoustic. Got to really move that up there. You can also move from a G to a G sharp. I can move from an A up to a B flat, just kind of give it a little bit of a bend there. I can also bend from a C sharp to a D. Bending up to that D kind of gets that flatted 7th tonality. So I'm adding to your 5 pentatonic notes that you can play. Now we can bend the notes from an F sharp to a G, from the G to G sharp, from the A to B flat, from the C sharp to a G. And now I can add those to it. So what would it sound if I added those notes to it? Well, then that gives us a little bit more color. Starting to sound a little bit more bluesy there, adding these bended notes in there. Now, let's add one more thing. I can even do pull-offs from the G, from these fretted notes, to the open E, 1st string open underneath. So I end up with... I'm hitting this, let's start on this G, I'm hitting this G, and then pulling off to this open E. A, pulling off to the open E, or I could even pull off to the G and then pull off to the open E. So adding some pull-offs can help your improvised melody as well. Well, you can even do this same concept, expand the same concept out, and where I want you to solo on the second string now. Well, remember, keep the same notes. So we have a B, a D, an E. Up here at the 8th fret, we have a G. 10th fret, we have an A. Then we have a B. So if I did it on that string, what if I kept that high E kind of droning in there too? Something like that. What if I did that on the third string? Well, what are the notes again? I have my G, an A, a B, a D, and an E. I have to find those on that string. Open G, second position A, fourth position B, seventh position D, ninth position E. Let's see. There you go. Lots of different things you can do by just keeping a bass line going and adding these different notes up here based on the E minor pentatonic scale. Well, there you go. So make up your own blues tune. You know, simple exercises like this are going to improve your ear and expand your musical ideas. So just relax and take some time to explore them. Before we go, here are a few quick last-minute announcements for this month. All right, it is Blues Guitar Month here at Learn and Master Guitar. This whole month we're going to be featuring blues guitar and talking about blues guitar. Tonight, in order to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of live lessons, we're going to have master blues guitarist, Musicians Hall of Fame guitarist, Will McFarland. Will is going to be with us tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time here at Live Lessons. You know, Will has played for Bonnie Raitt. He's played with James Taylor, Carly Simon. He's played with Kid Rock. He was a member for many years of the Muscle Shoals rhythm section, that famous rhythm section that backed up Etta James and all of these classic artists. It was with that rhythm section that he was inducted actually into the Musicians Hall of Fame. You are going to love him. Will is a great guy, fantastic player. He's funny. He's going to be great. That's 7 p.m. tonight at Live Lessons, so make plans to be with us. Now also, we're going to be featuring blues. So we're going to be giving away a couple of blues guitar courses that I did. We're also going to be running a sale for the next week, a big sale on the blues guitar course. Now, this is a great course. I put a lot of good work into that. We've got interviews with Jack Pearson from the Allman Brothers, Johnny Hyland as well. It's 6 DVDs, just about everything I know about blues guitar I put into this course. So if you don't have it yet, maybe you could kind of get a jump on Christmas by staying tuned to the sale that we're going to be offering just this week only for the blues guitar course. So you got to tune in to Live Lessons to get all the details about that. So live lessons are going great. The next live lesson after tonight's is going to be November 22nd. We'll have an open talk. And then I'm very excited. I just finalized it just the other day. December 13th, mark that on your calendar. We're going to have a special Christmas edition of live lessons with legendary fingerstyle guitarist Phil Kagi. So Phil Kagi is going to be with us at Live Lessons December 13th. Make plans to join us. Also, wanted to let you know, remind you that we have set up a whole area over at Gibson.com called Gibson Skills House. Over there, I've done lessons, foundational lessons for beginning guitar players of just foundational concepts, as well as style lessons on blues and jazz, and fingerstyle, things like that. We also have other instructors that are putting up weekly songs, a new song to learn. I believe this week it is has been Yesterday and some by the Beatles. There are many songs that are available. So check that out. The link for that is in our newsletter. Now, before we go, let me just encourage you, keep up the practicing. Now, work on the little improvising, that acoustic blues tune that I talked about in the tip for this month. Work on being creative in your practice time. Remember, little bits of focused practice time is how progress is made. So remember also to leave a little bit of time after the exercises are done. Just shut your book and then try and be creative on your instrument. Try and create something musically in the last couple of minutes of your practice time. Work on getting the music that's inside of you on the outside. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz. Have a great month.